The Browns begin the offseason, day 2 of it, and working towards free agency, the draft. They have to find an offensive coordinator. Let's welcome in Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report. Fred, I know you wrote an article, critical decisions the Browns need to make sooner rather than later. One of them is the starting quarterback, and we'll run through this just real quick. From your article, draft options, you got Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe. Fill in another guy in the draft. Free agency, trade options, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold, Jacoby Brissett, Jameis Winston among those. None of them are, it's not like there's somebody there that we're saying, boy, let's go get him because he'll solve everything. It's going to be an interesting offseason. They got a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah, they do. And it always seems to come back the same thing, the quarterback situation. And, and that's what it's so underwhelming when you look at the free agency list or things like that, because guys like that just don't become available if they're really good. Um, at this time last year, Sam Darnold's one of those guys, and everybody's like, oh, no, he's a retread. Well, look what he did in the right situation. Is it him put in the right situation, and something had to happen? JJ McCarthy had to get hurt. And then he leads the team to like what, 14-3 regular season. It just shows you in a right system and so forth. Or is it because all of a sudden he figured out how to play quarterback? And so you look at the same thing. Guys like Daniel Jones and Darnold, and is there another guy out there? Would Kirk Cousins, put into this system, reuniting with Kevin Stefanski, where he had a lot of success with Minnesota, would that make sense? That to me is the quickest route to turning things around, at least to having a feasible, competent offense, is just going back to the type of system that Kevin Stefanski has proven that he's good at. I mean, last year they averaged just under 24 points a game with 5 different quarterbacks. I'm talking about 2023. They felt that wasn't good enough. They needed to ramp it up with Deshaun Watson, build around his skill set. And what did you get? 15.2 points per game. That's not almost 8 points a game less. And in the NFL, where the average difference in a game is about 6 points or less, I mean, if you've dropped 8 points, you put yourself in a position to be 3-14. So, I mean, there's a start, getting a system that works, and that goes back to getting an effective running game and a lot of things. But they have to decide. Andrew Berry talked about in his final press conference, he alluded to Washington. They were in this situation picking second a year ago after a 4-13 season. They draft Jaden Daniels. They made the playoffs. They look like a good team now. So the $1 million question is, who is the Jaden Daniels? And are you going to get that guy? Because the draft record, with Andrew Berry has not been good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm writing a story about that tomorrow, and I wrote some of it, last week. And what makes you think that the people in charge who thought they had the best roster going, you know, are making these decisions? And
Yeah,
so
that's
that's kind of like
yeah,
what I'm saying.
it's absolutely a fair criticism.